So thank you to the Tile Warehouse for giving me this opportunity to present. I guess I represent the independent green building rating consultant. They started a fair few years ago at the Tile Warehouse, and then gradually started realizing this opportunity here in New Zealand. And it all started with, I guess, them making a phone call and meeting with the Green Building Council. And a few chats later, they signed up as a product partner and started digging up information about tiles and certificates and compliance and giving those to the Green Building Council to find out how many points you could get in Greenstar, for example, and Homestar for some of these products. Now, this is a process we want to go through more and much deeper with Envirospec and produce basically green building compliance summary sheets that tell you exactly how many points you get for any given product in any given rating system, green building rating system, and you can just download those and use them on whatever green building rating system you're working on. Tiles and flooring will come into play because they are part of the sort of procurement process during refurbishments and renovations of such buildings. So you've got, obviously, you've got material credits. In Greenstar, that's MAT 3, which is the eco-label sort of ladder scale, and MAT 4, which is VOC emissions or low VOC emissions. And in Homestar, it's the same. It's MAT 1 and MAT 2 and slightly different points, but essentially it's the same credits. So we've got Ariastea presenting after me, but these guys also have the test reports, so if you ever had a doubt, you can still go and check. And then we come to what I believe is probably one of the more important relationships between green building and tiles, and that's the concept of thermal mass. So as designers, we really need to start thinking, well, I'm not a designer, but you need to start thinking more about passive solar design, letting the sun come, particularly in a residential situation. So you want the winter sun to come in, hit exposed thermal mass, which is fully insulated, and then when the temperature drops at night, that's been absorbing the radiation throughout the day, and it re-radiates it back in the room, keeping the temperature warm without you having to turn the heater on. Now, the traditional, I guess, most prevalent way of doing that is exposed polished concrete floor. I'm not a designer, so I might say something offensive here, but I don't like the look of exposed polished concrete floor myself. And the good news is, I guess I'm from Europe, and I like a good tile. And the good news there is you can achieve this thermal mass with tiles and look at the array of designs you can get in doing so. There's even, as was mentioned, timber plank replica tiles. They look amazingly realistic to me. So if you're working on a villa or a country cottage style design, you can still achieve this thermal mass and have this aesthetic that you're looking for. Now, just so you know very quickly, Homestar 6, you can get away without thinking too much about this passive solar design. Homestar 7, you're on the brink. If anyone's going for a Homestar 7, one of your clients, whatever, you can just about squeeze in with a timber floor and lots of insulation, but about high Homestar 7 and 8 and above, you need thermal mass and passive solar design to get that higher thermal performance. So that's a key one, and then a couple more along the lines of green building thinking and the rating tools, but not necessarily captured in an exact credit and point system, is end of life. So the disposal, so these are inert products, you don't have leaching and problems at the end of life. And of course, it's great for people with asthma and allergies, which includes myself, because they do not collect and accumulate dust, and they're less of a risk for mold. That's me just trying to extract and summarize very briefly a few ways that you can think about tiles and use tiles to achieve green building design outcomes. Tiles are not just for kitchens and bathrooms, they are for everywhere, and if you do your job right, you can achieve high thermal performance, high aesthetic, I guess upscale look with great indoor air quality and a healthy indoor environment. And I think I'm going to end on that note. Thank you.